All right, let's talk to our guy, Mr. Ron Jaworski, the Polish Rifle. Good morning, Jaws.
Good morning, everyone. How we doing?
Well, okay.
No, I know. I feel it. Feel your pain.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jaws, it's not quite as bad as a lot of people are putting it because they are 8-3. But the offense has been a root canal this year, and it's frustrating. And it obviously cost them in the last game. So Jaws, let's break it down.
Hold on, Jaws. Jaws is a quarterback. Jaws is
I'm listening, John.
Is the offense simple and basic and unable to be increased in complexity because of Jalen Hurts?
Well, it is simple and basic, but I think it can be expanded if they wanted to. I believe probably 5 years ago, Nick Sirianni made a decision how he was going to run his football team. I'm talking 5 years ago, how he was going to build his team, and I think they've done that. It's an execution style of offense. They just want to beat you, but because they're better than you. You don't have to have trick and plays to win football games, and I think over time that has worked.
Jaws, do you think they should trust Hurts to do more to make it more complex?
Well, first of all, Jalen's playing really good football. There's no doubt in my mind. I seem to talk about him every week. I think some of the blame that falls on Jalen is certainly not warranted. I think he's playing at a high level of football.
Sure.
I believe you could give him more if you wanted to, if the coaches wanted to.
Why is it, Jaws, that people like Joe and Ben
hold on. Two things. First off, let's let Jaws finish. But, John, just to be clear, I wasn't ripping Jalen. I was giving you my assessment of what the coaches think of Jalen. To be clear. Jaws, go ahead.
It's an offense that they just feel is most consistent for them. And it's worked. It has worked. This team has won. It's won Super Bowls, been in the playoffs every year with this philosophy. And I think they just believe we have better talent, and we give our receivers one-on-one matchups, we're going to win. If we get our offensive linemen in a position where they have one-on-one blocks, we're going to win. We don't have to resort to trick and plays and gimmicks and gadgets to beat them. Football's a physical game, and I think offensively they believe they have the physicality to beat anyone, and for the most part, they do.
So, Jaws, now they can't, for whatever reason, and I think it's a combination of players not playing as well, just fundamentally on their own accord, but then also injuries, primarily up front. So now what do you do? Knowing that they have struggled now through 11 games, 10 of which they have not effectively run the ball, what would you do if you're running the Eagles offense?
Yeah, I would agree with you. The offensive line has been the biggest disappointment because we've probably been spoiled through the years because they've been so phenomenal through the years. But when you look at this team right now, I thought the game plan they came out with against Dallas was very good. They decided, hey, we're going to throw the football. There were only 16 called runs in the game. But with a lead, I think you got to run the football a little bit more. I think they felt that same way. But they came out with a more aggressive game plan. They were going to throw the football. And I thought you'd been built to a 20-0 lead. They kind of put their foot off the pedal of the gas, and it didn't play out well. But I think this team should throw the football more. And although I think it's going to have to because the running game just hasn't been as productive.
Should we be concerned, big picture, Jaws, with the game on the line? Our defense, who we really had a lot of faith in, wasn't able to stop a passing attack that, it's really solid. That Dak Prescott, those receivers, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, I know CeeDee Lamb drops 3 or 4 every time he plays us, but they're really talented and hard to stop. We stopped them in the first half, and then they sort of had their way with us in the second half, which is our defense. And should we be worried?
Well, I don't think you should be worried. I've got great confidence in Vic Fangio and this defensive group. Obviously, some injuries are going to play a role as we move down the stretch here, but I think what probably surprised me most after looking at the tape was how we got beat in the blitz. I mean, Dak Prescott just gutted us when we blitzed him. And I had him at 8 of 10 for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns. And and Vic is not a big blitzing guy. They usually keep it about 20%, 1 of every 5 snaps in the passing game he will blitz. But Dak Prescott just gutted us when we blitzed. So that part does concern me a little bit, especially you could compound that with the injuries.
Yep.
Forward. Who knows what the secondary is going to look like.
So, Jaws, let's talk about that. We know Makuba's out, maybe for the year. We know Blankenship and Adoree Jackson might be out on Friday. If they are both out, would you classify that as a major problem?
Yes. Yeah. You're taking 3 contributors off that defensive starting group. Yeah, that's a major problem.
So how good are the Bears, Jaws? Let's get to this. I mean, most people listening probably know these two things. The Bears are 8-3, and they don't know a ton about the Bears. So tell us about the Bears. What level of a challenge is the Eagles versus the Bears on Friday?
If you would have told me at the beginning of the season the Chicago Bears would be 8-3 coming to Philadelphia the day after Thanksgiving, I would have said you're crazy. I did.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Ben Johnson.
Me too.
Johnson, he's an offensive guy. He's a very creative guy. And Caleb Williams has played very, very well under his tutelage. And, and Devontae Swift, who we're familiar with here in Philadelphia, is giving them some juice. And they have a good receiving core. But you look at the depth chart and go up and down the roster, you see a bunch of former Philadelphia Eagles on there. You look at T.J. Edwards and Kevin Byard's there and C.J. Gardner-Johnson's there.
Yeah.
So you got guys there that have taught younger guys. The Bears are still a very young team, very young coaching staff. You got some veteran players who were groomed in Philadelphia, so they know how to win, and they bring a winning attitude to that team. I'm shocked where they are, but you never know in the NFL.
But that creativity that Ben Johnson brings, that really catches your eye. That really caught my eye, Jaws. Why is it that we can't or don't do that?
I think there's just a belief that we are better, and that philosophy has worked. We've been better, and I think we'll continue to be better. This is the National Football League. There are no gimmies. You're going to lose some games along the way. The other teams get a paycheck on Monday as well, so it's going to happen. But I have no problem with the approach the Eagles have used historically. Is we are better than you. We have better players. We're not going to screw it up.
We did. We were.
Yeah.
But what about now, Jaws?
When watch that game last night, the 49ers have moved on every single play. They're flying around. They got formation variations. They're just different. That's what they do. What we do is we line up and say, we're better than you. Our players are better than you. We don't have to play trick and football. We're just going up there and hitching them out, knock out the ball, and make first downs. Then when you get the one-on-one matchups on the outside, our receivers are better than your secondary. We get one-on-ones, we're going to beat you. It's a simple philosophy. We are better than you.
Well, I think John's point, and I'll co-sign this. I don't think that's what they are now. So I think now it requires something different.
What if we need a little more?
I just said it a minute ago, Joe. I think we got to open. The running game has not been effective. It has not. And Saquon Barkley, we all love the guy. He's not been as productive as he was a year ago. I'm waiting later today. I'll get my numbers. I used this on the pregame show. Going into the game last week, he was but he was his 1.7 yards before contact. I'll say it again. When he got to about 1.7 yards before contact. A year ago was 3.8 yards before contact.
Yeah.
So number one, the offensive line has not been giving him space to get going. And number two, he hasn't created space with his own movement to get himself going. So it's a huge disparity on runs before contact.
Jaws, you play with some great offensive linemen, Sizemore, Stan Walters, and others. You were around unbelievable teams, and obviously played for other organizations, Chiefs and the Dolphins, et cetera, et cetera. Take us inside. Right. There's one more, right? And the Rams, yeah. With all that experience and what you've seen as an announcer, knowing that the playoffs are in 7 weeks, in your opinion, what is the likelihood that Dickerson and Juergens, forget Lane, he's sort of in a different category, that Dickerson and Juergens playing get healthy enough for the playoffs to become an effective running team in 7 weeks when it matters most?
Well, I'm still very positive about this offensive line. I think talent-wise, they're still outstanding. We know they're well coached with Coach Stalin. It's still a good group. There was a bump in there. Now, here's the kind of thing. We jump out 21-0. 21-0 over the Dallas Cowboys. I know it's on the road. It's in Texas Stadium and all those things that come into play. We jump out. We grab them by the throat and jump on them 21-0. We can't hold a lead. That's the part that concerns me. We've got to develop that killer instinct. We've kept a lot of games way too close to go down the wire. This team is better than the way they're playing, and I think they will play better down the stretch. They know how to win at crunch time.
Do you think that there can be better play calling? Do you think that play calling can make a difference for this quarterback, for this offense, or do you think that's just an easy excuse?
Well, I think it's an easy excuse because there's a lot that goes into play calling. And everyone has, input into plays that are called because the plays are called during the game on Sunday or whatever the day may be, but they're rehearsed throughout the week. When you put that game plan together, and when there's a play calling meeting Jalen Hurts has the opportunity to sit in that meeting and go, I like this one, I don't like that one, I'd like to put this one in. So there is a collaborative effort to put a game plan together. I think this team is best when it's running the football well, but it's not right now. It's not. And I think with the weapons we have in offense, I'd like to see more of the way we came out to start the game against Dallas. I think be more aggressive with the passing game. And I think Jalen can handle it very, very well.